Hey there, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. Today I am going to show you how to make choux pastry. I think it's pronounced choux. Should know, I was watching MasterChef quite a bit and it came up at the end. So I'm making the basic paste and then I'm going to make it into profiteroles with rum sauce. So there's 3 steps to this recipe. This is what we need. And we're going to get to it. Gather it up and let's go. Okay, so just a few little things. So the choux paste is supposed to be for double the amount that I need. So therefore I've cut the ingredients down by half. But that won't worry you because you're following what I'm doing. So things that are different is a cup of strong white flour. I'm just going to use normal white flour. 3 eggs is normal. Whipping cream, I'm just using thick cream. Milk chocolate, I got these ones. You need 225, so someone gets to eat some chocolate later. Extra energy. 50 mils of rum. It did not say white or dark, but most times with cooking I use white rum unless it specifies, so the Bacardi rum. Okay, so first of all we need to put our oven onto 200, which mine is because I'm cooking chicken for tomorrow night. Shh. We need a large saucepan, so we're going to grab that and we're going to get stuff into it. Okay, so in said saucepan we are adding 150 mils of water. Go for cold water, not hot, because you want to bring everything to temperature at the same time. 1 teaspoon of caster sugar. Don't put your caster sugar away because, believe it or not, caster sugar is in every part of this 3-part recipe. Interesting. 1 teaspoon. Sprinkle it in. And finally, that 50 grams of butter that I've just weighed out. Use salted butter. Unless you really don't want salt, then you can use unsalted butter. Okay. I've just put half the water on me. Okay, we're going to bring this to the boil. And then once it's boiling, remove it from the heat. Okay, now don't stress if you hear a buzzer because I am cooking chicken in the oven underneath for tomorrow night. So we're just going to bring that to the boil. That will not take long to boil. So while that's going on, we'll get the next step ready. Alright, that is definitely melted and boiling. So turn it off, remove it from the heat, and let's go. Whew. Okay, that is super hot. So what we are going to do is we are going to sieve the flour and the salt into it. So I'm using my cool little sieve over bowl. To do this. And then we just want to chuck a pinch of salt through that. The pinch of salt doesn't really sieve, so not that one anyway. Your other salt would. Just chuck that in. Alright, in it goes. Mix it through. Return it to the heat and stir it constantly until the mixture leaves the sides of the pan. So I don't need to tell you that it looks like it's pretty much going to do that now anyway, so I think we'll just leave it at that. Now that's looking very doughy, which is good. I don't want to put it back on the heat because I've got to let it cool anyway before I can add the eggs. Remove from the heat and allow it to cool. Don't leave it too long. Alternatively, out of here and into another jug. That might be your best option, or a bowl. I'm just going to pop it into that. It will cool heaps quicker if hot isn't in a hot bowl. It will cool very quickly. Okay. I think I just burnt the bottom of the pan. Yum. Alright. Fun for me. Okay, so we had 3 eggs earlier. 1 got stuck in the cardboard box. So I'm going to put 1 in at a time anyway. That's our first one. I've got another 2 eggs to put into this. So ideally, if you want to make double the amount, you would just double everything that we're doing today. But if you want to just make this amount, you just follow what I'm doing. This should ideally make 18 profiteroles. So as I said, if you want to make more, just double what I'm doing here. So it would be double the water, half a tablespoon of caster sugar, 100 grams of butter, 2 1/4 cups of flour, a pinch of salt still, and it would be 6 eggs instead of 3. Got 1 more egg to put in. Now at this stage I'm possibly thinking that I might need a little bit more flour, only because I was supposed to do 2 1/4 cups. I've only put 1 cup in, so technically I haven't really done that by half. So see what it looks like. I'm thinking maybe just a couple more tablespoons of flour into it, which ironically was what I spilled on the bench trying to fill up my tub. Alright, in we go. Alright, that's looking quite runny. Mix it well until the paste is of a dropping consistency. Place it in a piping bag with a nozzle to use. I'm fortunate enough I don't need to do the piping bag with this one because we're actually going to drop it into balls. But as I say, I think it's a bit too runny, so I am going to chuck some more flour into it. So grab some more flour. Well, we don't really want 1/4 cup because that wouldn't be half of what it was. So I'm just going to sprinkle, bugger it. I'll do that much. I think we're going to probably need it. And I didn't sift it, so I might get some lumpy bits in here. Hopefully not. Alright, so technically it's like a batter, but it's more yellower. Alright, I think I'm happy with that. I've only ever made profiteroles once. They were pretty good, so okay. That looks fine. Alright, let's get profiteroling. Okay, so I just sprayed 2 trays with cooking spray. I was going to put paper down and then it said not to, so I have horror stories of them sticking to paper. So all going well, this will be fine. Okay, so we are putting heaped teaspoons down. Okay. It's supposed to make 18, so try and space them apart. This is going to make heaps more than it said, so I'm just going to do this many and then I'll make more. Cook in the oven for 20 minutes and we'll see how we go, and if anything I might make bigger ones. The first batch turned out crap because they didn't rise, so I'm going to put more flour in them. Nice biscuits. Okay, so what I've learnt is that I should have used more flour because these just came out like buttons, so they're in the bin. Once I put probably about another half a cup of flour in, and if you remember when I was mixing the choux paste, I said this should be thick enough. Well, it wasn't, because basically it's spread it to a batter. So if when you go to put it on your baking tray it is not thick and like standing up, then put more flour in. Doesn't matter how much flour you put in, just go for it, because that is not a profiterole. So needless to say, I'm going to have some extra rum sauce left over, which will end up being okay for having with ice cream. Yeah. Okay, so we'll see what these look like when they come out of the oven. So I think I'm going to end up with 9 instead of 18. Okay, so after 20 minutes, now I had these on 180. The next thing to do was to put a small hole in them so that the air can escape. Put them back in the oven for 5 minutes. And we've got to let them dry out. If you've ever had profiteroles before, or like eclairs, you know that they dried out. And the biscuits that are no good, they're fine to eat. So you got some biscuits. Saves you buying some. Alright, 5 minutes, we're coming back. Okay, so while we're in the last 5 minutes of that, I've just got my piping bag out. Now, I'm not very good at using this, so I've just had to give it a good wash out and dry. So I'm going to try this nozzle, because basically what we're doing is we're putting a sugared cream inside them. But we need to let them really dry out and cool down before we do the cream, so probably going to leave them for an hour once they come out of the oven. So that'll give this at least a good time to dry out. Then we can make the chocolate sauce. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 11 is better than 18. I'm going to leave it at this. I'm going to put them on a wire rack so they can cool quicker, and then we can put some cream in them. They're not as good as they should be, but they'll pass. Okay, so while they're on the rack cooling, we're going to get this sugared cream ready. So we want 300 mils of cream that we can whip. That much. If you end up with extra cream, just serve it with them or use it for something else. Okay, 300 mils of cream, and we want 1 tablespoon of caster sugar in with that. And then if you've got a stick mixer, I recommend you use one of those because this cream whips up heaps quicker. Using a stick mixer, using the electric beater takes a lot longer, so go for it. Alright, so sprinkle the 1 tablespoon on top. Okay, and grab that stick mixer. Don't put the sugar away because we still need it for the sauce. Okay, stick mix. Yes, these are a genius of an idea. Save you so much time. I'm actually really amazed that I even ended up with this many. But I've still got to try and make a bit of a hole so I can put cream in them. I don't know how this is going to work. I'm almost thinking it's going to be just as easy to try and cut them in half. What have I got to lose? I've already lost several. Alright, I'll try it with this small one. I'm going to cut them in half, or 95% of the way through, and sandwich them. Because there is no way I'm going to get a piping bag in there. I'm not that flimsy. Yeah, so that's what I'll do. I'll just try and get them in that way. This one might be okay. Might get some in there. Okay, these are super fiddly. They'll be nice, but I think a lot more practice is to be had with this sort of pastry thing. I think the idea with the hole was to put a bigger hole in them, so they basically become an air pocket. Anyway, I made these, if I had to say it, 10 years ago, at least. And I think last time I made these, they were okay, so I don't know what I did wrong. Different oven, maybe. We'll just blame the oven. Well, they definitely have dried out, so they taste okay. I'm almost thinking I can't be bothered getting the piping bag out, so what I'm going to do is just put the cream in like that. Just get the cream into them any way I can. Because they're basically going to sit on a plate with chocolate all over them. So they should be fine. Yes, profiterole work needs some improvement. But part of learning how to cook is to actually learn how to do fiddly things. And everyone says you learn from your mistakes anyway. So that was why when I saw 2 trays looking like flat wafer biscuits, which there's nothing wrong with, but I can't do anything profiterole wise with them. I could make sandwiches with them, which I still might actually end up doing with, I think I will do that actually. I've just given myself a really good idea. Thanks, brain. Tired brains sometimes have good ideas. Who knows, maybe if I made these last night when I was super overtired, they might have turned out better. They probably might have turned out worse as well. It's pretty hard to get motivated when you're super tired, but somehow I'm doing it. Yeah, so I'm going to get those other ones that I put in a container and make sandwiches out of them. This one will probably end up being the best one because I've cut it right in half. And the last one until I go and get the sandwiches. Okay, I'm going to go grab those other ones. Well, at least I know these ones are going to be fine. I'm going to sandwich 2 together. Similar size. They look like dried out apple slices. I can reassure you they're not. They're probably going to taste just as good. It's the same concept, just not profiterole-y. So when I make my big plate of goodies, I will put these on it too. All is not lost, just some are different. Some look like apple slices. Okay, now it is time to make our rum sauce, chocolate rum sauce. So, what do we need? Okay, melt the chocolate and rum in a bowl over a saucepan. So, let's get a saucepan. I've got a special saucepan with a bowl that I can do this with. I need to weigh out the 225 grams of chocolate first. Okay, 225 grams of milk chocolate is going in my little silver bowl. In she goes. And we need a quarter of a cup of rum in with that. We're going to put all this in on a plate together. So grab a quarter of a cup. All right, yum. Okay, melt that over simmering water. Do not use a wooden spoon. If you get any moisture in it, it will seize, and then you're not only wasting all that chocolate, you're also wasting the rum as well. So, very low heat. And stir it with a metal spoon. Shouldn't take too long. While that's melting, grab a plate or a platter to put your profiteroles on. Okay, so the chocolate's starting to melt. So once it's all melted, we can add our 1 tablespoon of caster sugar and our 25 grams of butter. You got to do this slowly, otherwise it's just going to turn into one massive big blob. Anyway, that is the plated up profiteroles / sandwich biscuits. They look pretty good. Unfortunately, not as good as I wanted them to be, but they'll taste fine. Alright. A little bit longer, and then I can get the sugar in and the butter. Alright, I'm actually going to get the butter ready to go in. So I got 25 grams ready quite a while ago. Unfortunately, it's not super hot, so that hasn't melted a lot, being out of the oven, out of the fridge for, what, 2 hours? Profiteroles are not easy and quick to make, but they'll taste okay. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Learn to make things. Okay, sprinkle that tablespoon of caster sugar over the top and give that a good mix in. Ow. Okay. Yum. Okay, this is our chocolate rum sauce starting to look like chocolate rum sauce. Okay. Once that butter's melted, which I guess the more you stir it, the quicker it'll melt. Little bit longer. Feel like I've been saying that all night. Just that bit there. Okay, just that annoying little bit of butter left. It's not really annoying, it just doesn't want to melt. Now what I like to do is the boiling water in the bottom, once I've got everything out of this, I actually put into this so it helps wash it up. Alright, let's go and pour it on top. Okay, tip it over. I don't know whether to just drizzle it with a spoon or I'm just going to go nuts. Oh, look at that. I'm going to show you the picture from my cookbook and you'll see that it looks nothing like it. That actually is a lot of sauce. I'll probably have a chocolate coma from this one recipe. Alright, so as promised, that is my chocolate profiterole with rum sauce. This is what it should have looked like. Maybe next time. Alright, thanks for watching Cooking with Violet Vixen. I hope it's been very entertaining for you. I'm going to catch you next time when we have another cooking adventure.